There we go. We've got somebody watching. Good enough. Good enough. Anyway. Oh, I wish I knew how to do all this. If somebody out there actually has a lot more knowledge than me, I've had to learn a lot of things in the last little while. Anyway, we are going to get started. My name is Shauna, and I get super excited about finding the positive in just about everything. With that said, this morning we woke up to some crazy news. And so then all of a sudden I had all these people messaging me going, well, this sucks. We might as well just quit now. And it's like, no. No, we are not going to quit now. Not even a little bit. So this particular live is not what I planned to do today, but it is what I'm doing. So bear with me as I learn and we go through a few things together. I titled this, Democracy is Not Dead. It's not. Oh, I said democracy dead. Not so fast. You have work to do, and I truly believe this. Folks, you can be mad. We can all be mad. Be mad if you want. But the Liberal NDP coalition does not mean the end of the world. In fact, it's a heck of an opportunity here. There's work to do, so let's get to it. And that's going to be my job. I'm going to help you guys figure out how to get excited about making change in this world. This world is upside down. And I know a lot of you are really choked, and some of you are very deflated, and you're upset and you're frustrated, but we got to keep going. Anyway, let's get to the news that ticked everybody off today. There we go. NDP deal in effect gives Trudeau a majority government to get things done for Canadians. Oh, yippee. Can hardly wait. Now let's see if I can find my other screen here. I have too much open. There we go. So we go through this and, we can have these two around till after 2025. Well, isn't that lovely? You know, I had a couple thoughts on this right off the hop, and the first one was, I read and I went, are you serious? Jagmeet Singh agreed to this without demanding a cabinet position? You're going to hear it from a lot of other people, but that's just insanity. That is insane. And I tell you why that's insane. Basically, the Liberal backbenchers still have far more power than the NDP does. And if I were an NDP member, I would be really choked. Historically in this country, these kinds of arrangements don't work very well because what ends up happening is the minority party or the junior party, so this would be the NDP, they end up getting wiped out in the next election because whoever brought them in, that being in this case the Prime Minister Trudeau, I mean, he's going to take credit for everything, and anything that goes terrible, he's going to blame it on the NDP. And it's just a crappy place for the NDP to be in. And I hope members of the NDP get upset with their leader over this one. Now, I'm going to try and play a video here for you. We're going to start it at, I think I'm ready to go. This is Pierre Poilievre, and I'm not going to get into CPC politics right now. I just think that that's a bit of a sideshow that I'm not going to focus on for the most part. Everybody's going to do what they want on this one, and I will let people make that decision. With that said, there are things that the Conservatives can do, and I'm going to play this and hope it works, and I want you to focus on this part of what Pierre Poilievre said last night or this morning.
News might seem terrible, but I'm here today with a message of hope, with a strong Conservative leader who knows how to win the debate and the procedural contests on the floor of the House of Commons. We can push back hard against this coalition attack on our freedom and our country. we can mobilize the Canadian people to apply pressure on backbench Liberals and NDPers who are not comfortable with this backroom deal, in order that we may force a non-confidence vote and try to defeat the government and its coalition partner before the 2025 expiry of this deal.
Okay, and we're going to leave that right there because I want you to focus on that part. I want you to focus on the part of the people that are at the federal level. They have a job to do. Our job, if we're not there, if we're not in the House of Commons and we're not staffers with them, our job is to make their job easier. That's what our job is. Our job is not just to simply sit and wait and hope that they're going to figure out how to do this and they're going to get it right. And that's where, if you've already been following me on Rumble or on Locals, you will have seen that my whole purpose right now is to get people organized and enthused and excited about the grassroots involvement. And this really doesn't matter whether it's your local school board or your municipal council or your rec board or your whatever club you're involved with, whatever board that you're on, about getting out there and attending those meetings and listening to what's going on, figuring out what people are saying, and then, if necessary, write letters, or better yet, ask to get on the agenda and ask questions in a public setting. And I'm putting videos together to help you understand how you can go about doing that, because this is going to be super, super important. Like, the world is absolutely nuts and it's upside down. And for many of you watching this right now, you just don't know what the heck is going on and you don't know how to change it. And in all my other videos, and in this one too, I'm going to say, you know what? We did not get here by accident. We got here because a whole bunch of people like you and me have sat at home and done nothing. I know going to meetings can seem like a huge waste of time, and in many ways it is. But you have got to start showing up. It doesn't matter where, but you have to start showing up at a grassroots level. And I really encourage everyone, start going to school board meetings. Start going to your parent council meetings, or whatever it is that your school board calls that. Start going to your municipal council meetings. For the first one or two, you may just sit there and watch. And as I explained in my how-to video I posted earlier this morning, chances are you're probably going to be ignored when you actually attend one of these meetings. They're not really set up for people to interact, and that is okay. Just checking a few things. But soon enough, you'll figure out that there is a way for you to get onto the agenda of these meetings and actually ask a question. And I talk about how to go about doing that. So I encourage you to go through that video and watch it and share it and you know, figure out who your friends are. And it's like, we're going to go to a school board meeting. And it's like, we are. And it's like, oh, yes, we are. We are going to go and we're going to sit and we're going to watch and we're going to listen. We're going to go to a council meeting. We're going to go, we are going to sit and we're going to watch and we're going to listen. And here's the thing. We've got there's this narrative that's been going on for a while now. And for the last 2 years, when everybody's been stuck at home, it really was able to solidify this narrative that only those who are at the top of the decision-making chart get to make decisions. Well, we follow the experts, etc., etc. That's not actually true. Not in a democracy. Not even during a pandemic. And it's going to be more important now than ever that people start challenging that narrative. But the only way that happens is if you guys, those of you that are watching and those you share this with, You have to start standing up. There are far more of you than you realize, but you've got to start talking to others. I know people are afraid of commenting on the big tech media platforms and such, and you're scared because you're going to get shut down or throttled or thrown in jail or whatever it is, Facebook jail, or you might get fined or whatever. Then find a different way, but you have got to start going. These guys believe and have been led to believe that whatever's coming down from on high is perfectly acceptable because nobody has challenged it lately. So you've got to show up. You have to show up. You have to go to meetings. You have to go. When was the last time you called your elected member at either a provincial, state, or federal level? When was the last time you called that office and said, I would like an appointment to sit down with the person who represents me in this particular legislative assembly or whatever, legislature? Oh, you haven't? You need to do that. You must do that. Make an appointment and go in and sit down and say, I'm really concerned about this X, Y, and Z. For the last 2 years, our elected members really haven't had much interaction with the public. I know they watch on social media and such, but the reality is that they don't really see that as counting. It's only the letters that they receive and the phone calls that they receive and the meetings that they take that really make a difference. So that's the other thing you need to do. You really have to start. I got to get rid of something off of here. I see I'm dropping off. There we go. You've got to start reaching out to your elected people and even your municipal councilors, the same thing. You reach out with them and say, I need to talk to you about something. This is really bothering me. So you go and you do it. But that's how you fight back. That is the work that has to be done, and we need to get to it. So I'm not going to make this very long today. I think I've made my point, but I also need some, I'm going to keep going forward, making videos and trying to do lives if they work. And they may not because maybe my internet's not good enough. I might have to do something. I see it's kind of dropping off a bit. But I will bring the enthusiasm and the tools to help each of you fight this fight. You can count on that. But you need to help me. I need you to bring the traffic to my platform, this one and any other locations where you find me. I need you to start showing up at public meetings. I need you to start calling your elected representatives. And you don't need to be mean or nasty. Just sit them down and say, this really upsets me. Then speak confidently, kindly, wherever you go. But don't give up. The narrative is there because no one has challenged it. You need to start challenging it. So carry on. I trust this helps. It's time for all of us to stop ceding ground to those only interested in maintaining power and perks. Democracy is not free. The heavy lift starts now, and together it's a lighter load. So it's on your shoulders. I pass it to you. I hope you have a really great day. And thank you for chiming in. I'll figure out where the kinks were in all this, and we'll make it better for the next time. Have a super day, everyone. Take care. We'll catch you another time. Remember, hit follow on Rumble so that you know when I'm going to do this and when the new stuff goes up. And if you're not over on Locals, you haven't found my channel there, follow the links in the description. It's all there. The links for the two things I showed you earlier will be in the description as well once this finally loads up. Thanks so much for joining me. I look forward to your comments. If you know how to find me behind the scenes, you can always send me a PM. And we'll talk soon.